Okay, tip to all you presenters out there if we get into nothing, but the challenge about being the last presenter of the day, you can see everyone's eyesight diverting to the right, saying, should I give a last charge to those morning snacks, or maybe they've got something good for lunch? That's all right. On the other side, if you do a good job being the last presenter, you could be the most memorable as well. So I'll let you be the judge. We're in a marketing place today, so everyone here is kind of in the world of marketing, so I'm going to do something unheard of, and I'm actually going to start with a product demo. I'm going to be sharing today with you 2 tips, only 2 tips, kind of marketing tips. But I'm going to go and show actually how this thing works in the first place. So first tip, imagine you go into this travel site called Glassbox. Yeah, we do really need to work here on the branding. And marketing put a lot of money in getting you as an individual into this travel site. And you want to go ahead and book travel for your family because this is a great time to go on holiday. So you're a family of 4 and you press here 4 and you're looking for rooms available, and you can see over here and you fill out your name, and you said 4 people, maximum 4 complimentary guests. Great. So we'll start getting up to, clicking up to 4 over here, 2. Seriously, I told you to work on this demo. So, what's going on here? 1 minute. I'll hit 4, 1 minute. Please enter a value less than or equal to 2. Notice how uncomfortable I feel right now. How many of you have experienced this shit on a day-to-day basis with apps or websites you go into? Yeah, this should be happening kind of twice a day. And notice, there's no bug in the site itself. This is a logical bug. Somebody here had an issue that they said from the previous page, and over here, it's only allowing me 2. This is exactly where Glassbox would come in. So imagine now, miraculously, that this site has got Glassbox inside. What you'd be seeing over here in Glassbox is every single page or view that person went in their app. So you can see kind of all the journeys which people are doing in their apps. And over here, you can see where they're leaving. This is stuff which Google does as well, and Adobe does as well. But here is where it comes into the world of AI. And we can start correlating why people are leaving. And over here, I'll be telling you, but a whole chunk of people are leaving because they've got a high number of experience-based struggles. From here, you'll go directly into the session list, remember, and you'll be able to go and replay them. This is one thing which we need to get our minds right. You know this kind of call? This call is being recorded for quality purposes. Yeah, we all know that. It's exactly the same with websites. Or mobile apps. It's a conversation. Just instead of between 2 people, it's between a person and a company. Consider this. How much budget, how much resources are you spending on bringing people to your site? How much budget are you spending? How much time and thought are you spending on keeping them there, on enabling them to do what they came to do? Here you'll be able to see the session replay, as we call it, which is basically every single event which happened on that website. You can go, replay it, and see exactly where this person, well, the screen isn't kind of at a good resolution here, but you can see over here, see like kind of these sad smileys? That is this action, called the rage click. Clicking crazily, or clicking on something that doesn't work, and then noticing that someone left because of it. So here's the first point I would like you to remember. Instead of, or in addition to considering how much resources you're spending on bringing people to your website, start looking at what they are doing there. A standard web journey of, let's say, 8 pages, 8 pages which you go on your website. Any idea how many events occur in those 8 pages? Any guess? 2. Yeah, try and take that up a bit. 100. That's not bad. Try 1,000. Okay, it's not only what browser you're on, what device you're on, what IP, what button you click, what you filled out. Did you rotate the screen? Did you pinch the screen? That's right. Scroll up, scroll down, back and forth. Where did you spend time? There are about 1,000 events. Everything is captured and can be captured and analyzed, so you can start correlating your customer's experience on their website to their behavior. I'll pause a minute and kind of let that sink while I quickly move to a presentation and introduce yourself, because right now you're saying to yourselves, where the hell did this English accent actually come from? Amir, I think this is actually for you. My parents always told me that if there's an elephant in the room, introduce it. So yes, I'm Israeli. I was born in England, came to Israel when I was 3 years old. Well, it was the 70s, 3 years old. Those days, parents didn't ask their children what they wanted to do. So they just took me over to Israel. But they carried on speaking to me English at home. So I have what my friends over here would consider a nice English accent, and my friends over in the UK would consider to be, let me see if I get this right, a public school Beatles style kind of accent, okay? Yeah, but it works. And by the way, fun fact for you, לכל אלה שחושבים לדבר שפה זרה עם הילדים שלהם, I speak to my kid today in English. He speaks English perfectly. Yeah, but my wife speaks to him in Hebrew. I speak to him in English. He speaks English perfectly, unfortunately, with a very, very strong German accent. You only get laughs about this in Israel, but I can't emphasize this strongly enough how challenging it is speaking today in Israel English with a very, very strong German accent. I'll just leave it there. So the first point which I'd like to share with you today, again, go on, is start considering, and there are many digital experience tools out there. I would strongly consider start looking at what are people doing in order to stay in your site. I'll jump on this one. There's a famous philosopher called Socrates. He was kind of a really, really annoying philosopher. He used to walk around through in Athens, kind of talking to the youth and asking all these provocative questions. And at the end, he was actually he was kind of tried. He was put on trial, and he was sentenced to death. He needed to drink poison, or he was also offered the opportunity to go on exile for corrupting the youth. Yeah, corrupting the youth. Socrates actually chose to drink the poison. And one of his famous quotes beforehand, I don't want to go into exile. I don't want to be in solitude. The unexamined life is not worth living. So, number one consideration for you today is this. We know as a fact that the 80% of budget today in terms of marketing is being put on bringing people to your site. Only 20% is put on keeping them there. There is so much happening on your site. We are seeing this shift happening. It's something which needs to happen more. Your tip for 2024, start looking not why people are coming to your site, but what are they doing there, why are they leaving. And this goes also for sites which are in the nature marketing sites, meaning they're there in order to create leads, but these are also for service sites. Just imagine, let's just take a bank. This bank, Bank Leumi, Bank Polim, how much money did they put in creating their app? That's right. Now imagine it didn't work. Okay, you've got a frustrated customer. What does it though mean? What will this customer now do? He or she will now be contacting the contact center. They'll be walking in the brand themselves. That's right. They'll be frustrated, but imagine the cost here. How much money are you putting in building the site and bringing people to the site? You should start considering how you keep people at the site and enable them to do what they've come to do. And that is the first point which I wanted to share with you today. Moving over to the next one, any idea how much of the research is done before people actually contact your sales? How much research of your brand is done?
Percentage-wise?
Yeah, percentage-wise.
70.
Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and actually check that. And seriously, I mean, we could go ahead and Google it, that's right, but come on, guys. No one's here from Google, that's right. So yeah, let's do it the proper way. Let's just go ahead and ask. Okay, we can ask like the ChatGPT or Bard, that's right. So let's just go ahead and ask this one. Yeah, how much of the research is typically done before contacting? This, hopefully the internet works. Ah, great, you guys can't even see my screen. You didn't even say anything about it. Bear with me.
You do have a typo there.
I can live with typos. One minute. Beautiful. Now we've got Bard. Okay, and this will be over here, okay? Let's just type it in again. How much of the research is typically done? There you go. And what does it say? Summarize my previous response. Okay, that's because you didn't see the previous one, so let's just scroll up. Yeah, 57 to 70%. Okay? That was kind of what we were looking for. That's the amount of research was actually done beforehand. Now, we traditionally, and this is one of our tips, we traditionally invested a great deal of our marketing budget with Gartner and with Forrester. Now I'm asking a really serious question. Is there anyone here from Forrester? Great. Anyone here directly from Gartner? Great, because we stopped our contract with both of them this year. And the reason is that it cost so much money on the one hand, and on the other hand, the value which was bringing to us, even in the enterprise level, was not what we expected. Who here has, let's say, who here is a customer of Gartner? Okay, great. You guys have, let's say, a market guide or a Magic Quadrant. How long a Magic Quadrant is every 18 months? A market guide, roughly the same. 18 months. Customers today, when they go ahead and do the research, they go into Google or go into Bard and say, tell us please about a good session replay tool. Tell us about a good cybersecurity tool. And they will go directly what we call into brand advocacy sites. Here is one which is from G2, which is one of the leading brand advocacy sites today. You can see the traffic here yourself. Notice what you've got here. You've got G2.com, you've got Capterra, there's Gartner as well. There's also Gartner Peer Insights. Who here has heard of Gartner Peer Insights? Gartner Peer Insight is such a cool idea of Gartner because there is no analyst behind Gartner Peer Insights. The only thing Gartnery about Gartner Peer Insights is the word Gartner, but it is totally done by people. You've got GetApp, Software Advice, TrustRadius, PeerSpot. They're more coming in. SourceForge, more and more coming in, and their traffic is growing. And there is a reason behind customers going into this. I want to bring my next and last famous quote from today. Who looks me from behind doesn't know who I am. Trust me, this sounds much better in Hebrew, okay? But the idea here is this. This is how Glassbox did in winter 2022. Pretty impressive, that's right. Look how many awards we got on G2. Yeah, this is so cool. Who gives a fuck? That's right. This was 2 years ago. This was a quarter ago. The most important part about brand advocacy sites is their relevance. They have it in real time, and they have awards coming out on a quarterly basis. By the way, thankfully enough, we're doing not too bad this quarter as well. But why would you want to go ahead, why would your customers want to go ahead and look at a market guide or an MQ which is obsolete, rather than going which is something which is so actual right now and they can go into it? The second part which is to it is in detail. Again, you can go, I'm going to give another shot here. Actually, I won't. You can go inside here, and I just took as an example here Glassbox and one of its competitors. You can go inside any one of these brand advocacy sites, which is simply G2, and say, hey, compare me please Glassbox and Full Story. And they'll give you how many reviews, and they'll even give you a nice summary at the bottom. Reviewers felt that Glassbox meets the needs of their business better than Full Story. You can trust me. Each one of your customers does this. And we know this because of the third point. And that is that many of these sites today, we talked about relevancy, we talked about detail, and the last one is integration into your sales tools. What this means is that many of these brand advocacy sites, G2 is one of the leaders, offer a paying mode to vendors such as ourselves. And I'm just picking on G2 as an example, but there are many more as well. They offer a paying mode by which the moment a company goes and looks at your page, or your category, or your competitors in their site, they will directly link into your Salesforce and say, hey, this company was looking at you. And we get these emails, of course it's also a push email, but I get these emails and it's pushed into Salesforce on a weekly basis. Literally. So we can see exactly, and of course then turn them into leads and move forward. So my recommendation on this one to you would be start investing more in these brand advocacy sites. Now, if any of you have, and I'm sure many of you also have like this product itself, the key challenge, and I already answered the question which hasn't been asked here, is how do you get it? How do you get them to give those reviews? Because you've got here two big challenges. Number one, you need reviews by customers. By the way, that's not entirely true what I'm saying here. It's not by customers, it is by users. So if you're lucky enough and Wells Fargo is your customer and you've got 500, 1,000 users in Wells Fargo, that is 1,000 potential reviews from one customer. Now the challenge here is this following. You need to get here constant reviews coming in, because most of these sites have already got a mechanism in which the weight of these reviews declines over the course of time. Talked about feeding the monster beforehand. This is one hell of a monster. So you need to make sure that you do not go on like this one big campaign towards the end of the year, give us reviews, because in a year's time, those reviews will not be worth too much. Okay? And you need, of course, some constant. The way which we have done this in Glassbox and works very, very well is by asking for reviews from within the product itself. There are two good reasons for this. Number one, sending mails to people and saying, hey, would you review us, even if they're very happy? Not only is it limited, but come on, guys. 2023 is at the end. Who reads emails? It's out of context. The moment it's in the product, people already know who you are. There are various incentivized ways. By the way, many of these companies offer free kind of giveaways in order to get reviews, because that's how they get it. So let's say Gartner Appearance or Capterra, I think, offered $1,000 to the first reviewers. They'll pay. Give a review to Glassbox and we'll pay you $25 for a review. Like, not us, the person who gives the review. So it's great. And you can publish it inside your product, put a link into it, and then get it. And get it on a constant way. This would definitely be something which I would focus on, one of our tips at least for 2023. So to kind of sum it up, those 2 points, actually 3 points. Number one, consider not only how much money you're spending on bringing people to your site, consider how you can improve your site to make sure that they stay there. How do you measure why they're leaving, what makes them engage, how they convert? Number two, start considering, if you're not doing this so far, start considering seriously shifting a great deal of your marketing budget to what they call these crown brand advocacy sites. G2, Capterra, Gartner Peer Insights, there are many there. And how you distribute between them as well. Yeah, number 3, this is just kind of one marketeer to another. It's kind of easy to translate English quotes into Hebrew, not so that easy doing it the other way around. Thank you very much. Cheers.